But after I won and Penn and Teller came up there and hugged me, they both told me, fantastic, good job, fantastic, fantastic. They gave me the trophy and I'm walking off stage. Now they tell you to look at the audience and wave. Look at the audience and wave. So I'm like, this feels weird, but whatever. And I walk. And then I'm looking at the audience. And the next thing I know, it's like, boom. There's a lady. I couldn't tell you what she looks like at all, but I know she was wearing all black. And she said, wait here, please. And I told her, I said, oh, no, this is when I wake up. And she put her hand on my shoulder. She said, oh, no, honey, you won. She said, they just need to make sure there's no retakes of anything that I did. Like, do they need me to flip the coin one more time so they can get a close-up of the coin flipping in the air? Do they need Allison to hold the prediction up higher one more time just to make sure that, you know, the teleprompter can read it?
Yeah.
Just things like that. And as soon as I got past her, she said, okay, you can go. And I didn't have to refilm anything. Mine was fine.
Yeah.
So as soon as I got past her, I get a big paw on my shoulder and to turn me around, and it's Penn. And he said, no, man, hey, look, I wasn't just talking out my butt out there. That was really fantastic. Really great job. Wow. I have been working on something like that for 15 years. Wow, this is 10 years, whatever he said. Wow, this was really great. And Teller's like, no, I really liked it too. He's like, shut up, Teller. Listen.
Did he really say shut up?
Yeah. And he said, I really liked it. Wes, you did a great job. Fantastic. Just fantastic, buddy. And that's it. And then they turn around and they left.
Well, they had another act to go judge, but yeah.
But the only thing I remember saying to him was like, if you liked it, it's yours, Penn. I would love for you to do my trick. It's yours if you want it.
Yeah.
And that's where we left it. And they turned right around and left. That's all I got. It was like a 15-second exchange, and that was it. But it was awesome. I wish I had that on video. I wish I could take a picture of that. I wish I could have that immortalized.
That would have been cool.
Anyway, then they take my pack off. They have me sign a waiver saying that I'm forfeiting the cash because you win a cash prize in the game, or you can come back to Vegas and perform with Penn and Teller. I'm like, I don't know what the cash is. I don't know how much it is. Natalie read all the paperwork. I didn't even know there was a cash prize. I want to come back with Penn and Teller. And I signed the paperwork. I didn't want money. I wanted to come back, all expense paid trip to see Penn and Teller and perform in the Rio Hotel on their stage. Heck yeah.
Yeah.
So I signed that. And then one of the production guys from the television show said, here, Wes, we used to mail out the trophies, but we're actually giving them to the performers now because people win from all over the world. A lot of people from Spain and Europe and everywhere, and they're getting broken in shipment or getting lost or whatever. So, like, it's just easier if we give it to you now. And they gave it to me. It was in cardboard and bubble wrap and everything. But then, like, this feeling came over me. How am I going to hide it? Oh, gosh.
Because you're not supposed to tell anybody that you won, and they send out all the performers before him. They just leave. They can't see the other acts.
And as soon as you're done with your performance, you're kicked out of the theater. Right. So you're told to go to your room. You're not allowed to watch the other acts.
Well, you're just told to leave the theater. So
some of them went to the coffee shop right across the way there from Penn and Teller Theater.
Right.
And the production guy's daughter, who also works on the show, I handed it to her, and she walked me down the hallway talking. And as I'm walking down the hallway, a couple other magicians, hey, Wes, how'd you do? Well, I did okay. Yeah. And I would just act like I was just talking to her, and I couldn't stop and talk to him. Yeah. I felt like a dirty liar. I felt so awful. Awful. I mean, I'm afraid these guys are going to see my segment and think ill of me, but guys, it's $250,000. I'm not allowed to tell anybody. I was scared.
Yeah.
So anyway, she helped me. She took it. Yeah, she actually took me to my elevator.
Yeah.
And then handed it to me. But I've been downstairs in a holding cell for 4 hours with these guys. They know I didn't have some random rectangle cardboard box about the size of a trophy.
Right.
So
you were the guy that came with just a coin.
Right, and that's what one of the stagehands said, and I felt kind of bad about it. Like, that's kind of rude. But they're like, oh, this is blah, 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 the magician. He's the amazing card guy. And this guy, he's the one that's doing the straitjacket escape. And, oh, yeah, that's the coin dude.
Right. I told you later, though. I said, you know what? It could have just been they weren't sure how to pronounce your name.
Iseli.
Yeah.
That might have been what threw him off.
It could have been what threw him off. Maybe they weren't trying to be dismissive, Maybe that's just what it felt like. Maybe they were. Who knows? Maybe they thought, coin, guy with one coin. I mean, what can he do? But who cares? Either way, you fooled them, so it doesn't matter.
And you don't know who was on my segment that night?
Right.
But Natalie watched 5 performers that night, and
right.
I was the only one to get a trophy out of all of them.
Yep.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm already going to the elevator, and I missed a part. As soon as they kicked me out of the theater,
right.
As soon as I took my mic pack off and signed that waiver, they gave me the trophy. I walked down a hallway, and this girl comes running up to me, gives me a hug, and says, "Man, you were fantastic. You were awesome. When you told Penn, you're going to lose, Penn. That was the line of the night. Oh, you're awesome. My favorite act. Oh, by the way, I'm Penn's wife."
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, my gosh. So it was awesome. Everything about it was great. I took pictures with her. She was telling me how great I was and how great my standoff with Penn was. And it was just fantastic.
She liked that part a lot.
And
I don't blame her. I like that part a lot too.
And that might be who yelled out during our segment.
Right. Yeah.
When they said, give him the trophy already or something.
And he says, Penn says, "Shut up." It did come from my side of the audience, and Penn's wife was on that side of the audience as well.
But Allison said it could have been you.
Yeah, Allison said, I think that was his wife, and it wasn't me. But it was somebody on our side of the audience. It could have been her. It could have just been somebody on our side of the audience. I'm not sure who it was. So, but it wasn't, I know it wasn't me. I didn't yell that out. But, I was thinking it.
But after I took pictures with her, I asked, well, since I'm taking pictures of everybody, is Penn's manager here? Because he was at the informal rehearsal. And they were like, yeah. And they called him over. And then he came over and just started congratulating me and saying that, dude, Penn said on stage that he's been working on that for 10 years. He's lying. He's been working on that for 15 years. He's been working on some kind of act with a hot potato. He's been working on tic-tac-toe. He's been working on this. He's been working on that.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
You have done his trick that he's been looking. It's like the holy grail of magic that he's been working on. You did it. So I took pictures with him, and it was just fantastic. All this overwhelming. And then I took the elevator up to the room.
And had to wait.
And I'm sitting there on the couch in my hotel room. I was afraid to say yay. I was afraid to do anything.
It still seemed like a dream, right?
It still seemed like a dream. I wasn't sure if my room was bugged. I mean, if I
didn't want to call anybody.
I didn't want to call anybody and tell them I won because, oh my gosh, what if my room is bugged? I mean, they know what room I'm staying in, probably the production company. They bugged my room. You just got caught, buddy. Sorry. Take that trophy back. Oh my gosh, I was paranoid. So I'm just sitting there. And
Lana and I wanted to leave. I wanted to leave after Wes's performance. I was like, I'm ready to go. I want to leave. But I couldn't. We had to stay in the audience and watch. Luckily you were fourth. That was good for me that you were fourth, because then I only had to sit through one more. And I was anxious to get to you, because I pulled out my phone between acts and I wrote to you. I said, I told you so. I told you so. So that was... I really didn't want to sit through that last act. No offense to the guy that was last. But
you didn't like the act that was last anyway.
I didn't. They kind of ended on a low note, I felt, with that act. But you don't know who that is, and I'm not going to tell you.
Right.
But I was anxious to get back to Wes and just give him a big old hug and kiss and congratulate him. And it was awesome. It was a really good night. I tell you what. It was awesome. And we couldn't eat beforehand because,
I didn't want to eat.
He wasn't in the mood to eat, and we weren't really that hungry, and so we had to go get dinner. And the only thing open yet again
pizza shop
was pizza. But
a $40 8-inch pizza.
Right? Yeah. But so we went and celebrated with a pizza dinner that we took back to our room. Because there's nothing you can do. You can't call anybody and tell them because you're not allowed to. So it's just the three of us really excited. And you don't want to be really excited while you're down there at the pizza place because there were 2 other people that performed on the show that night. So you're just like, la-di-da, we're just here getting pizza. No, be calm.
It was awesome.
So, yeah.
It was awesome.